Shairam, Chapter 6 completed. Transformation of Urus into Ramanavami festival. Things were going on in this way, and the fair was gradually increasing in importance till 1912 AD, when a change took place that year on devotee Mr. Krishnarao Jageshwar Bhishma, the author of the pamphlet Sai Sagunobasana, came for the fair with Dada Shaheb Kabarde of Amravati and was staying on the previous day in the Dikshit Vada. While he was lying on the veranda, the while Mr. Lakshman Rao alias Gaha Mahajani was going down with puja materials to the masjid, a new thought arose in his mind and he accosted the latter. Thus, there is some providential arrangement in the fact that the Urus or fair is celebrated in Shiradi on the Ramanavami day. This day is very dear to all the Hindus. Then why not begin the Ramanavami festival, the celebration of the birth of Sri Rama here on this day? Kaha Mahajani liked the idea and it was arranged to get the Baba's permission in this matter. The main difficulties was how to secure a Haridas who would perform kirtan and sing the glories of the Lord on the occasion. But Bhishma solved the difficulty by saying that this Rama Akyan composition of Rama's birth was ready and he would do the kirtan himself while Gaha Mahajani should play on the harmonium. It was also arranged to get the Suntavada ginger powder mixed with the sugar as prasad prepared by Radha Krishnamai. So they immediately went to the masjid to get Baba's permission. Baba, who knew all the things and what was passing there, asked Mahajani as to what was going on in the Vada. Being rather perturbed, Mahajani could not catch the purport of the question and remained silent. The Baba asked the Bhishma what he had to say. He explained the idea of celebrating Ramanavami festival and asked for Baba's permission, and Baba gladly gave it. All rejoiced and made the preparation of the Jayanti festival. Next day, the masjid was decorated with bundings, etc. A cradle was applied by Radha Krishnamai and placed in front of Baba's seat, and the proceedings started. Bhishma stood up for the kirtan and Mahajani played on the harmonium. Sai Baba sent a man to call Mahajani. He was hesitating to go, doubting whether Baba would allow the festival to go on, but when he went to Baba, the latter asked him as to what was going on and why the cradle was placed here. He answered that the Ramanavami festival had commenced and the cradle was put on for that purpose. The Baba took a garland from the Nimbar Nichi and placed it round in the neck and sent another garland for Bhishma. Then commenced the kirtan. When it came to a close, pound sounds of victory of Rama went up. The gulal red powder was thrown up all round amidst band and music. Everybody was overjoyed when suddenly roaring was heard. The red powder thrown promiscuously all around. When went up, somehow entered Baba's eyes. Baba got wild and began to scold and abuse loudly. People got frightened by this scene and took to their heels. Those intimate devotees who knew Baba well took the scoldings and outpourings of Baba's blessings in disguise. They thought that when Rama was born, it was proper for Baba to get wild and enraged to kill the Ravana and his demons in the form of egoism and wicked thoughts, etc. Besides, they knew that whenever a new thing was undertaken at Shiradi, it was usual with Baba to get wild and angry, and so they kept quiet. Radhakrishna Mai was rather afraid and thought the Baba might break her cradle, and she asked Mahajani to get the cradle back. When he went to loosen and unfasten the cradle, Baba went to him and asked him not to remove it. Then after some time, Babas became calm and that day program including Mahapuja and Arati was finished. Later on, Mr. Mahajani asked Baba for the permission to remove the cradle. Baba refused the same, saying that the festival was not yet finished. Next day, another kirtan and Gopal Gala ceremony and a earthen pot containing parched rice mixed with curds in hung only to be broken after the kirtan, and the contents distributed to all as was gone by the Lord Krishna among his cowherd friends were performed, and the Baba allowed the cradle to be removed. While the Ramanavami festival was thus going on, the procession of the two flags by day and that of the sandal by night went off with the usual pomp and show. From this time onwards, the Urus of Baba was transformed into the Ramanavami festival. From next year 1913, the items in the program of Ramanavami began to increase. Radhakrishna Mai started a Nama Sabda, singing the glory of the God's name continuously day and night for the 7 days. From 1st of Charitra. For this, all devotees took part by turns, and she also joined it sometimes early in the morning, as Ramanavami festival is celebrated in many places all over the country. The difficulty of getting Haridas was felt again, but 5 or 6 days before the festival, Mahajani met accidentally Bala Bua Mali, who was known as the modern Tukaram, and got him to do the Kirtan that year. The next year, 1914, another Bala Bua Satarkar of Brihat Siddha Kavade district Satara could not act as a Haridas in his own town as plague was prevailing in his town, and so he came to Shiradi with Baba's permission, which was secured through the Kaha Sahib dishes. He did the kirtan and was sufficiently recompensed from his labor. The difficulty of getting a new Haridas every year was finally solved from 1914 by Sai Baba, as he entrusted this function to Daskanu Maharaj permanently, and since that time he has been successfully and creditably conducting that function up till now. Since 1912, this festival began to grow gradually year by year from from the 8th to 12th of the Chaitra. Shiradi looked like a beehive of men. Shops began to increase. Celebrated wrestlers took part in the wrestling bouts. Feeding of the poor was done on a grander scale. Hard work and sincere efforts of Radha Krishnamai turned Shiradi into a Sansthan state. Paraphernalia increased. A beautiful horse, a palanquin, chariot, and many silver things, pots, buckets, pictures, mirrors, etc. were presented. Fans were also sent for the procession. Though all this paraphernalia increased enormously, Sai Baba ignored all these things and maintained his simplicity as before. It is to be noted that both the Hindus and Mohammedans have been working in unison in both the processions, and during the entire festival there has been no hitch or quarrel between them at all so far. First, about 5,000 to 7,000 people used to collect, but that figure went up to 75,000 in some years. Still there was no outbreak of any epidemic or any riots worth the name during so many past years. Repairs to the masjid. Another important idea occurred to the Gopal Gun just as he started the Uruz or fair. He thought that he should put a masjid in order, so in order to carry out the repairs, he collected stones and got them dressed, but this work was not assigned to him. This was reserved for the Nana Sahib Chandorkar, and the payment work for Kaka Sahib Dixit. First, Baba was unwilling to allow them to have these works done, but with the intervention of the Mahal Sabadi, a local devotee of Baba, his permission was secured. When the payment was completed in one night in the masjid, Baba took a small gadi for his seat, discarding the usual piece of sackcloth used till then. In 1911, the Sabha Mandap courtyard was also put in order with great labor and effort. The open space in front of the masjid was very small and inconvenient. Gaha Sahib Dishis wanted to extend it and put on his roofing. At great expense, he got the iron post and the pillars and trusses and started the work. At night, all the devotees worked hard and fixed the posts. But Baba, when he returned from the Chavdi next morning, uprooted them all and threw them out. Once it so happened, the Baba got very excited, caught a pole with one hand and began to shake and uproot it, and with the other hand caught the neck of the Dadya Patel. He took by force Dadya's behda, struck a match, set it on a fire and threw it in a pit. At that time, Baba's eyes flashed like a burning embers. None dared to look at him. All got terribly frightened. Baba took out the rupee from his pocket and threw it there, as if it were an offering on an auspicious occasion. Dadya also was much frightened. None knew what was going to happen in Dadya, and none dared to interfere. Bagoji Shinde, the leaper devotee of Baba, made a little boldly advance, but he was pushed out by Baba. Madhavrao was also similarly treated, he being pelted with brick pieces. So all those who went to intercede were similarly dealt with. But after some time, Baba's anger cooled down. He sent for a shopkeeper, got from him an embroidered peta, and himself tied it on Dadya's head, as if he was being given a special honor. All the people were wonderstruck to see the strange behavior of Baba. They were at a loss to know what enlarged Baba so suddenly and what led to him assault Dadya Patel and why his anger cooled down. The next moment, Baba was sometimes very calm and quiet and talked sweet things with love, but soon after, with or without any pretext, got enraged. Many such incidents may be related, but I do not know which to choose and which to omit. I therefore refer them as they were occurred to me. In the next chapter, the question whether Baba was a Hindu or a Mohammedan will be taken up, on his yogic practices and powers and other matters will be dealt with. Bow to Sri Sai Baba. Peace to be all. Thank you.